What is deceptive design? These are design patterns, also known as dark patterns, are tricks used in websites and apps that make you do things that you didn't mean to, like buying or signing up for something. The purpose of this video is to spread awareness and to shame companies that use these patterns. How does deceptive design work? When you use websites and apps, you don't read every word on every page. You skim read and make assumptions. If a company wants to trick you into doing something, they can take advantage of this by making a page look like it is saying one thing when it is in fact saying another. You can defend yourself by learning about deceptive design on this video. Dark Pattern 1. Bait and switch. You set out to do one thing, but a different, undesirable thing happens instead. The most famous example of bait and switch was Microsoft's misguided approach to getting people to upgrade their computers to Windows 10. During 2016, users of earlier versions of Windows were shown pop-up windows similar to this screenshot. As the year progressed, Microsoft became increasingly aggressive with the pop-ups. They started as an honest, optional call to action, but became increasingly deceptive. They switched the meaning of the X button at the top right to mean the opposite of what it normally means. In all other versions of Windows going back to the 1980s, this button means close. In this specific instance, they changed it to mean, yes, I do want to upgrade my computer to Windows 10. This caused a huge public backlash. Dark Pattern 2. Confirm shaming. The act of guilting the user into opting into something. The option to decline is worded in such a way as to shame the user into compliance. The most common use is to get a user to sign up for a mailing list, and it is often found in exit intent modals and other pop-ups. In this screenshot, Google uses confirm shaming to discourage users from opting out. Dark Pattern 3. Disguised ads. Adverts that are disguised as other kinds of content or navigation in order to get you to click on them. Softpedia is a popular software download site. One of their sources of revenue is display advertising. They often run advertisements that look like a download button, tricking users into clicking on ads rather than getting the thing they wanted. In this screenshot, the real download link is at the top left of the page. The disguised ads are highlighted in red. Dark Pattern 4. Friend spam. The product asks for your email or social media permissions under the pretense it will be used for a desirable outcome. For example, finding friends, but then spams all your contacts in a message that claims to be from you. The most famous example of this type of deceptive design was used by LinkedIn, which resulted in them being fined $13 million as part of a class action lawsuit in 2015. Blogger Dan Schlosser provides a detailed walkthrough on Medium.com. As part of the sign-up process to LinkedIn, they encourage you to give them access to your email account, on the premise that it will give your career a strong network. The hidden agenda is that they want this access so they can secretly send invitation emails to all of your contacts, falsely claiming to be sent by you rather than by LinkedIn. If you allow yourself to be guided through the steps, you're taken to this page. If you click the innocent-sounding button, Add to Network, you are inadvertently giving LinkedIn permission to spam every person you've ever emailed. In the Perkins versus LinkedIn class action lawsuit in 2015, this practice was found to be illegal under California law. If you were a member of LinkedIn's Ad Connection program between September 2011 and October 2014, you were able to submit a claim to get a payout of around $10. Dark Pattern 5. Forced continuity. When your free trial with a service comes to an end, and your credit card silently starts getting charged without any warning, you are then not given an easy way to cancel the automatic renewal. In some cases, this is made even worse by making it difficult to cancel the membership. Affinion Group is an international loyalty program company that runs a number of programs including CompleteSavings.co.uk. They use a variety of different deceptive design practices. They partner with a range of legitimate e-commerce businesses, such as thetrainline.com. When you buy a ticket, everything works the way you'd expect it to. You select your ticket, then proceed through the payment screens. When you complete the process, you are taken to this confirmation page. The top box of content on the page is a disguised ad, using the same font and the same dark blue button style used by thetrainline.com. Having clicked a continue button a few times during the checkout process, you're very likely to think you need to click this button too, just to finish your booking. In fact, this isn't true. When you click the continue button, you're taken to another site like onetimeoffer.com, which tries to convince you to sign up for a £20 money off voucher. If you sign up to this service, you are enrolled into a £15 a month subscription which continues forever. A form of bait and switch. Many articles and forum posts on the web indicate that most people only realize this when they notice unusual charges on their bank statements. In the USA, a Finian has paid millions of dollars in civil claims and state attorney general claims for unfair and deceptive trade practices and has faced multiple class action lawsuits. Dark Pattern 6. Hidden costs. You get to the last step of the checkout process, only to discover some unexpected charges have appeared, for example, delivery charges, tax, etc. Proflowers is a flower retailer in the United States. They provide a perfect example of hidden costs. On this screenshot, you can see their homepage. No mention of delivery, care or handling charges. When you add an item to your cart and proceed to the cart page, you see the prices exactly as expected. No hint of any hidden charges. So you go through the 6-step checkout process. In the 5th step, you fill in your credit card details. Finally, when you get to the review order page, having invested a lot of time choosing an item, entering the delivery name, address and phone number, your credit card details, and your own name, you're finally shown the hidden costs: $14.99 delivery, and $2.99 care and handling. By the time the hidden costs are revealed, you've already invested a great deal of effort and you're likely to feel fatigued. This is probably by design, so you'll be more willing to complete the purchase rather than have to give up and start all over again with another website. Dark Pattern 7. Misdirection. The design purposefully focuses your attention on one thing in order to distract your attention from another. Many deceptive designs use this trick in some way. A good example is Australian low-cost airline Jetstar.com. To start off with, the site works pretty much as you'd expect. You do a search and pick the flights you want. Then you get to the seats page. What's deceptive is the way this page presents your options. It uses misdirection to hide what is actually happening here. When this page loads, they have already preselected a seat for you at an extra cost of $9, $4.50 each way. This is deceptive for 2 reasons. Firstly, you don't get to opt in. They have effectively sneaked it into your basket without you asking for it. Secondly, they're charging extra to select a seat yourself, but you haven't actually chosen one. So you're effectively paying for nothing. If you're not concentrating, you might end up proceeding to the next page having paid $9. You can see more of the body of the page, which is entirely devoted to seat selection, heavily promoting higher-priced upgrades like extra legroom or upfront. If you're really concentrating, you'll scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page without clicking any of that stuff, and you'll eventually get to the small text at the very bottom. You can see a tiny link below the continue button that reads, "Skip seat selection." That's what you have to click in order to avoid paying for the unwanted seat upgrade. According to the Jetstar site, they run over 4,000 flights per week, which works out as 208,000 flights per year. If every customer is caught out by this trick, $4.50 per flight. This accounts for almost $1 million of profit each year. Dark Pattern 8. Price comparison prevention. The retailer makes it hard for you to compare the price of an item with another item, so you cannot make an informed decision. Retailers typically achieve this by creating different bundles where it is not easy to work out the unit price of the items within the bundles. This was a common practice with mobile operators in the early 2000s. Some supermarkets, for example Sainsbury's, still use a similar technique, selling packaged products without showing the price per weight. This makes it impossible to work out whether it's cheaper to buy loose items like priced per weight, or a packaged item like priced per packet. In the screenshot of Sainsbury's.co.uk, it is not possible to compare the price of the first item to the second item. Dark Pattern 9. Privacy zuckering. You are tricked into publicly sharing more information about yourself than you really intended to. Named by Tim Jones as a homage to Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg. In its early days, Facebook had a reputation for making it difficult for users to control their privacy settings, and generally making it very easy to overshare by mistake. In response to feedback from consumers and privacy groups, Facebook has created a clearer, easier-to-use privacy settings area. Today, privacy zuckering seems to take place mainly behind the scenes. Thanks to the data you use a service like a store card. The small print brokerage industry. Here's how it works. When hidden in the terms and conditions gives them permission to sell your personal data to anyone. Data brokers buy it and combine it with everything else they find about you online into a profile, which they then resell. Your profile may contain information about your sexual preferences, physical and mental health. In theory, your profile could result in you being refused services such as insurance or loans. The industry is currently not well regulated, and it is very difficult to opt out of having your data brokered. This infographic gives further details about the data brokerage industry. Dark pattern 10. Roach Motel. You get into a situation very easily, but then you find it is hard to get out of it. For example, a premium subscription. Ticket sales sites Live Nation and Ticketmaster have engaged in a roach motel practices for a number of years. When purchasing some types of tickets, they try to sneak a subscription to a magazine, typically Rolling Stone or Entertainment Weekly, into your basket via a trick question on the checkout page. Note that the design is opt-out. The purchase is made for you automatically unless you notice the checkbox and realize you need to tick it to opt out. The roach motel aspect of this design becomes apparent if you realize too late that you've purchased the subscription. The only way to get a rebate is to download a form, print it out, fill it in with a pen, put it in an envelope with a stamp and send it to them via snail mail. Dark pattern 11. Sneak into basket. You attempt to purchase something, but somewhere in the purchasing journey the site sneaks an additional item into your basket, often through the use of an opt-out radio button or checkbox on a prior page. GoDaddy.com provides a perfect example. On their site you can search for a domain name to buy. Let's imagine you pick the Get 3 and Save 69% bundle, priced at $17. The next page automatically adds privacy protection to your basket, priced at $7.99. What's not clearly explained here is that because you're buying 4 domains, it's actually quadruple the price shown. 4 times $7.99 is equal to $31.96. When you arrive on the cart page, you'll find the price has somehow inflated to $154.31. This is a far cry from the $17 indicated on the first page. A number of things have been sneaked into the basket. 2 years of domain registration for all 4 domains, instead of 1 year, as indicated on the pricing on the first page, and the privacy protection. To add to this, the actual pricing of each item was misleading on the first page. This deceptive design practice is also known as negative option billing and inertia selling. It is now illegal in the UK and various EU countries, thanks to the Consumer Rights Directive. Dark pattern 12. Trick questions. While filling in a form, you respond to a question that tricks you into giving an answer you didn't intend. When glanced upon quickly, the question appears to ask one thing, but when read carefully it asks another thing entirely. This is very common when registering with a service. Typically a series of checkboxes is shown, and the meaning checkboxes is alternated so that ticking the first one means opt-out and the second means opt-in. Confusing language is often also used. Curry's PC World provides a good example of this on their checkout collection page. Who uses deceptive design? Deceptive design is a rapidly growing area of research, particularly in the fields of human-computer interaction or HCI, and law. We've put together a big reading list for you to get up to speed. Where can you learn more? There are about 400+ examples in the Hall of Shame. The most commonly complained about companies are Google, Facebook, Amazon, and LinkedIn. We hope you enjoyed this reference. Deceptive Design by Harry Brignull. Thank you so much for listening.